Another video of Grace.Filled Gardens, Grace.Filled, and today I'm going to hatch some eggs because I got them in the mail. But right now it's late in the morning, so I'm going to wait and do what I can do while my kids are asleep, and hopefully I can do some things while they're sleeping. So hopefully I can get some things done, but you can do a lot with a little. Bye! See you in the next video. See you in the next video. Bye!
Hello and welcome back to Grace.Filled. Oh my goodness. I was not expecting to see that, but I guess she knows Mama well. So we are told to remember to keep the Sabbath by keeping it holy. And so here I am just reflecting my week as I prepare for the Sabbath. It has been an eventful week, but it's been such a great week. There's been so much new growth happening, life forming all around. The children are blooming and blossoming and coming into their own. I see things that I've sown starting to come up. And I'm really just evaluating this time that I am having with my family and just in life. You know, we can get so busy thinking about all the things and all the cares of the world. And in this video, I thought that I would just encourage us to be still and celebrate the good. Celebrate what we have. Celebrate what's going right. And just enjoy this moment, this day. For those of you who don't know, I have 5 children. I have a 16-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 6-year-old. And in fact, the 2 middle boys are about to have birthdays. 2 birthdays in April. And then I'm going to have a 9 and 11-year-old. And so for me, with that saying and with that showing is that they are growing and they are developing into their own personalities, their own selves. And what I'm trying to do is foster the gifts that they have. I'm trying to inspire them. I'm trying to pull out the greatness that's in each of them. And I'm just trying to inspire them to be their best selves. It's like, what gift do you have and how can I pull that out of you? So my daughter likes to help, and I've noticed she secretly likes to make videos. So I think I'm going to let her help me more with videos. My middle 2 boys, they love to play and to have a good time with the animals and just enjoy and explore. And I'm letting them do that. I'm letting them show their interest and go where their interests lead them, as long as it's in a safe and productive way. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that's a good way to decipher what they like and what they don't like and know how to adjust accordingly. I've noticed with my older son, he's in a different phase now. He's in the phase of girls, and he's in the phase of trying new things and doing new things and coming into his own and finding himself. And while he's doing all of that, I want him to be free, but I still want to have time with him. I still want to love on him. I still want to nurture him and to guide him. I'm not going to just say because he's 13, he can be on his own. No, I'm not going to say that. So what I have been doing is making sure that I am spending time with him, not with just him and all of his siblings, but just making some time with him. And of course, Mama wants things done. So what better Mama son time than to build some things? And I might fix him his favorite meal after, or sneak him some snacks or some goodies because he loves snacks. So in these clips, I am just sharing some of the time that he and I spent together while we were putting together this chicken coop from Ava Tubing. This is a really nice coop. It is made with eco-friendly paint and it's made of fir wood. And so I wanted to know, could my boy do this? Okay, I'm telling the untruth. I knew he could do this. He's been building since he was a little boy, but I can't tell him all those things. And I'm like, oh, Mama needs your help. And he knew that I just wanted to spend time with him and have him near me. And I'm just thankful that he obliged and gave me that time. And I understand and realize that I only have him for a certain amount of time to steward him well. And then he's going to be going on doing his own thing, making his own life. But while he's here with me, I want to create some memories that are going to last, and some memories that are going to last a lifetime. And I'm so excited about that. And so I've taken him to a lot of states. I have shown him and introduced him to cultures, to foods. I've tried to really just get so many good and rich, well-rounded things in front of him. From Boy Scouts to drums to woodworking to animals to cooking. His culinary skills are amazing, and the presentation is great as well. I have tried to really work hard to make sure that he is a well-rounded, amazing individual, and whatever woman that he gets is going to be blessed to have him as a husband, because he does know how to do so much. So this is our time together, and the little ones help here and there, but they're just having a great time doing what they do. And it made me begin to think of how hard it really is to let go and to begin that process of letting them grow and explore and find their identity, find their purpose, find their passion, find their dreams and their goals and their visions. It's funny that I started off the video sharing these eggs and then incubating them and checking the stages of development, checking out how things are looking with the candling. And now here we are building this coop for them. Because when they hatch in just a few days, yes, they'll need to be inside and be with us to watch them and to monitor their temperatures and to make sure they're getting the water and nutrition. Those few days and few weeks are kind of crucial and critical to their survival, to their growth. But then soon we're going to be moving them out here into this beautiful Ava Tubing coop that my son and I are building. And life is going to change for them. They'll no longer have us around the clock. They're growing. They're learning. They're exploring, and they're going to be finding their own paths. And so, it's just such an interesting place. I do want to tell you a little about Ava Tubing. I'm sure that you can see that this is a lovely coop and that it's really easy to put together. You see my 13-year-old doing it. But what you might not know is the shipping is phenomenal. They have shipping within 1 to 2 days from 8 different warehouses. And so that means that you get your items delivered in 3 to 5 working days. The material is made of fir wood and coated with the eco-friendly water-based painting. It's 100% safe. I'm all about that reuse, reduce, recycle, environmentally friendly, reducing my ecological footprint. And so I love that this fits right along with us and our brand, what we stand for, what we represent. I love how easy this was to assemble. Everything came flat packed, and it came with a pretty significant pictorial manual. I mean, the manual was pretty self-explanatory, and there were very few issues that we had with this coop from start to finish. All the screws were marked in plastic bags, and the panels were stamped, and they just came ready to be put together. Most of them had dowels that fit very nicely into the pre-drilled holes, so that was really, really helpful. And I think the best part of this is knowing that my son and I did it together. It's beautiful, it's eco-friendly, it's something that is needed, it's necessary for our baby chicks, but it's this time that I got to spend with my son that I'm never gonna get back. It's these precious moments of seeing his talent bloom and blossom and seeing him come into his own. These are memories that I am going to have. So is the video just about this coop? No, but it's the memories, the bonds, the connections that were formed, that were continued through this process. It was being able to watch my children swing from trees and slide down slides and play with animals. Just a beautiful time of teamwork and working together. And I completely took a step back. I completely let him take the wheel. I let him do his thing, and I was silent. Even when I saw at one point that he did something the wrong way, I didn't say anything. And he realized it, and we corrected it together. And that was such a special moment. That, I think, is something that he's going to remember. I think that's something that he's going to treasure. Will this coop last us a lifetime? I don't think so. But will the memories and bonds that were formed here last us a lifetime? Absolutely. So I want you to think about what you think about, and think about the way in which you spend your time. It's not just what you're spending your time on and what you're doing, but it's the moments, the memories, and the bonds that are formed and made there. So I want to know if there's anyone else who finds themselves in a season of life similar to where I find myself. Do you need to take a step back? Where can you take a step back in areas of your life? You know, during the Sabbath prep, the Sabbath is a time for us to rest. It's a time for us to really think about what we've been thinking about, focus on what we've been doing, and really evaluate ourselves and our lives. Where can you take a step back? Do you see new life springing up in you? Do you see new life springing up in your home and your family? Do you see new life all around you? And if you don't, how can you create new life? You know, this is a great time to plant some things. Maybe you have not been able to reap wonderful harvest in your life because you haven't planted good seeds. But I tell you, today is a gift called the present. And so today is a great opportunity, a great chance, a great time to really start over, to be intentional with the seeds that you're planting, both in the natural and in the spiritual, in your home, your family, all the things that pertain to you. Today is a good day to plant seeds so that you can reap a harvest. Today is a good day to be intentional about doing things that will help bond you and your children and keep your families strong and intact. In a time and culture where a lot of families are not as together anymore, where everyone is kind of going their own way, doing their own thing, it's important that we still maintain a level of connection, a level of time together. And so as you go on preparing for the Sabbath, doing the cooking and the cleaning, which surprisingly I didn't show any of that in this video, I want you to remember the main thing. And the reason why these videos, I keep varying them up and changing them up and making them different intentionally is because I don't want us to start thinking about a ritual. I don't want us to be check off 2 points and this and that. No, each week we need to allow the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, to touch our hearts and minds and souls and spirits. Each week we need to see what He has for us. What do we need to evaluate? What do we need to do? What do we need to change? And I don't want you to look at it as we only can prepare for the Sabbath through our cooking and through our cleaning. That's important. That's a part of it. But we can prepare for the Sabbath through the way we keep our outside, through the way that we work together as a team, through projects. We can keep our Sabbath. We can learn tools to help us keep our Sabbath. We can take things from the time spent together into our Sabbath. If we have clean homes and stocked refrigerators, but there is no connection, there is no love, there is no grace, there is no growth, there is no signs of life, what are we doing what we're doing for? And is our labor in vain? The question that I pose to you almost every Sabbath is, why do we do what we do? Why do we do what it is that we do? And if we do what we do as unto the Lord, then we should see signs of life happening around us. And we should be able to begin letting go. Letting go with our children, letting go with our grandchildren, letting go with troubles, with cares of the world, with stress, with things that are holding and keeping us bound. The Sabbath is a time of letting go. And it's not just one or two areas, but it's in any and every area that you need to let go. It's in any and every area which you're holding on to things that you can't control, that you can't change, that you can't fix, that you can't do anything about. And although it's not easy, sometimes we just need to begin to let go. And it doesn't need to happen overnight, but we just need to understand that there's a time when we need to just take a step back. So I hope for this Sabbath that you find rest. Rest for your heart, your mind, your soul, and your spirit. I hope that you had a good week. But if you didn't have a good week, and if you don't have good connections and bonds, I just want to remind you, and I hope this video reminded you, that even in the simplest task of building together, of cooking together, of taking walks together, riding bikes together, you can build bonds and form relationships. And if you haven't sown good seeds, and if you haven't done these things, if you haven't been a good parent, if you haven't been a good grandparent, you have another opportunity to try again, to start over, and to get it right. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope it encouraged your heart, your mind, your soul, and your spirit. I'll be back to talk to you soon. But until then, you can do a lot with a little. And blessings.